Hello everyone, I'm Rexon Grace Bulabos, and for today, we will be having our new topic. But before anything else, let's have a quick recap first. So, what was our last topic last meeting? Alright, you're correct. And now, let's proceed to our motivational activity. So for our activity, all you have to do is to arrange these jumbled letters. Yoo-hoo! Your answers were all correct. Excellent! And now, I guess you have already idea what will be our topic for today. So our topic is all about garment fasteners. But before we proceed, let me cite our learning objectives first. So at the end of the session, the garments, fashion, and design students will be able to identify the purpose of cufflinks in tailored garments, enumerate the garment fasteners used in tailoring, and lastly, cite the significance of garment fasteners in tailoring construction process. What is a garment fastener? A garment fastener is essentially a part of a system used to hold two pieces of clothing together. They help in accurate opening and closing of garments. There are different types of garment fasteners, and one of the example of garment fastener is zippers. So there are also different types of zippers. The first one is invisible zipper. This zipper type has the coil on the wrong side of the zipper and only the zipper tape is visible on the right side. And when sewn in and zipped up, this zipper is completely hidden behind the fabric. Another type of zipper is the nylon coil zipper. This is the most commonly used zipper for sewing, and this is multi-purpose zipper that can be used in bags, home decor projects, and garments. Another one is the separating zipper. The tapes of this zipper are able to separate completely. This zipper is necessary for a jacket or sweater, so you can get into the garment and close it up. Next is the two-way zipper. So as the name suggests, this zipper has two pulls, so it can be opened from either end. It does not separate fully, and the tapes remain attached together at one end. Lastly is the decorative zipper. This can be used in many different types of projects. The tape can be the decorative aspect of the zipper or the teeth themselves. Now let's move on to another type of garment fastener. So another type is the buttons. So it has two types of buttons. The first one is the sew-through buttons. It is great for light or medium weight fabrics and are usually attached with the holes lined up parallel to the fabric edge. Next is the shank buttons. These have a hole or loop at the back that is used to attach it to the fabric. And of course, if there are buttons, there are also buttonholes. So buttonholes are basically slits cut through the fabric. There are some tips that you must have to follow in order for you to have a successful buttonhole making. Tip number 1. Good buttonholes should be exactly on grain, and every buttonhole should be the same exact size if they are in a row. Tip number 2. Use good scissors with very sharp blades and points. Tip number 3. Have on hand the actual buttons for which you are making buttonholes to make sure of correct measurements. Tip number 4. Interface any edge that is to have buttonholes. Whether the pattern specifies it or not, that edge will always have extra wear. And you should always have to take note that you must have to make a test buttonhole check first before making the buttonholes. And remember, only men's shirts have buttons on the right side, and on the contrary, women's shirts have buttons on the left side. When making a vertical buttonhole, the button and buttonhole will be placed exactly at center front. As what the picture illustrates, The hole is started 1/8 inches away from center front toward the finished edge. The horizontal orientation of the bottom buttonhole gives the button leeway to shift about preventing it from coming undone. Generally speaking, vertical buttonholes are more prone to buttons popping out than horizontal buttonholes. Remember that the buttonhole on a collar band is horizontal even though the ones below it are vertical. The picture demonstrates that the standard buttonhole placement is 2 to 3.5 inches apart. Placing the main button and buttonhole at the best point level to prevent gapping there. So by following those simple tips for successful buttonhole making, you will be able to have a well-fitted and well-constructed polo shirt or any garment. And another type of garment fastener is the cuff links. Cuff links are fasteners for the cuffs of shirts. These small sophisticated items, usually made from silver or gold-toned metals, secure the cuffs for a perfect fit around the wrists. To sum it all up, garment fasteners are essential components in clothing design and construction. They not only serve practical purposes like closure and adjustment, but of course, they also contribute to the aesthetic appeal of garments. The selection and application of appropriate fasteners can greatly enhance the overall functionality, fit, and visual appeal of clothing items. That's all for our topic for today. And to evaluate whether you have gained a new knowledge or learning about our topic, let's have an assessment. For your assessment, all you have to do is to select the appropriate letter that corresponds to the statement below. And for the last part of the assessment, all you have to do is to answer the questions briefly stated below. Before I end the discussion, let me leave to you the quote, "Style is a way to say who you are without having to speak." Thank you for listening and have a nice day ahead.
Created using Powtoon.